What's up, everybody? Welcome to another show, Jammin with J Money, man. We back. It's Tuesday. Obviously, we didn't have a show yesterday. There was no NBA games, but we had the Saturday show for the Sunday NBA game. So we're gonna break down this game four today, and we're gonna recap game three, man. First, I want to make sure you guys visit sbrpicks.com/NBA to check out all the articles we have over there. Myself, Jordan Sharp, and Junior Brown all have NBA articles over there. They got football articles as well over there. Make sure you guys also get into the Pick Six contest that SBR has going on. When you have a chance at winning $50,000, man. So I might have to get on that too, man. I like spending some little extra money too, man. So chance of 50 bands, need that. Go check out SBR for more details on the website or on Twitter at sportsbookreview.com or SBR Picks on Twitter, man. What's up, Jordan? Everything good with you, bro? How was your weekend?
Yeah, good weekend. Good sports weekend to say the least. Good God, Jimmy Butler. That dude just put up one of the probably, if not one of the best, top three for sure finals performances in a win in my basketball watching lifetime in Game 3. I don't know if you guys. I went back and looked. I mean, obviously Michael Jordan has had some huge finals performances. Some of those came when I was a child, though, so I don't really count those. I kind of count the ones that like when I was a teenager on. And other than like MJ Game 6 in '98 and Allen Iverson 2001 against Kobe and Shaq in Game 1 and that win, I can't remember a better finals performance in my basketball watching lifetime in a win. I don't know if you guys can. Maybe some of those Michael Jordan ones earlier in the day, but I'm just not that old to remember some of those early ones. But man, story of that game for sure, other than the fourth quarter for the Lakers collapse, which I'm sure we'll get into more here in just a little bit.
Exactly. What's up, Junior? Everything good with you, bro? We had Jordan on Saturday. It was Jordan and Teddy. What's up, Junior? We hadn't seen you in a while, bro. Everything good with you?
Yeah, just out here making bets, NFL, NBA. Love this time of year. Well, we were begging for sports, and now there's just sports on every single day. So couldn't ask for more, really. As far as the NBA picks, I actually decided on Saturday my article, like you mentioned, all of us got articles on SBR.com. I took the over in the first half, over 109. Luckily, in the second quarter, the scoring picked up and it was able to hit that. As Jordan already mentioned, James Butler put on a show. And I say James Butler because he played like a grown-ass man. So I'm going to call him by his grown-ass man name, which is James. And yeah, I mentioned it after Game 1 that he kind of had to play like a superstar. I'm going to show him the respect he deserves because I've been saying that he's not a superstar, he's just a star. But in order to play like that in an NBA Finals game where two of your three best players are missing, and it's you versus AD and LeBron, and you come up with that performance, I got to give you some respect and call you a superstar because that's what superstars do. So James Butler is a superstar to me from now on. With that being said, he's going to need more of that. I don't know if he's going to be able to play like that 2 games in a row, but he's going to need some of his teammates to step up. Hopefully, my guy Bam comes back to give them a little boost. But we'll see. I guess there's only one game, so we'll be talking about it. Want to hear your thoughts, Jay? What's up with you? How'd you do?
Yeah, shit. I ain't gonna lie, man. It was a damn good Saturday, man. I mean, like you say, we got college. I'm really starting to get real invested in college football now. I feel like there's a lot more value than the NFL, whatever. Always like that. College basketball as well, but college football went well, man. Saturday. I mean, we had to show game 3 for the Lakers and Heat on Sunday. Obviously, we weren't doing the show on Sunday, man, but was all over the Heat there, man. I mean, we couldn't have, me, Jordan, and Teddy couldn't have nailed it even better, man. We talked about the Heat first half. We're talking about them having to come out hot. If they was going to win a game, it was going to be this one. Y'all know how I am with my ref assignments. I got the ref assignments that I wanted. I went. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That was a nice play. Like I was telling my guys at the spot, man, we getting 10 points, a must-win game for them. I don't think it's gonna be a sweep. I think the NBA, you know what I'm saying, them boys gonna win at least one game. It's gonna be this one. We getting 10. I'm all over it. All over it. It was a start to finish winner there, man. Wire to wire. Lakers could never really come back from the surge from the Heat in the first quarter. Lakers never really built the lead there. You know what I'm saying? They got it to within 3 points. It was 85-82. LeBron James, actually 83, you know what I'm saying, go to get the foul and one. He doing, you know what I'm saying? They coming back, but the Heat, they weren't having it. Jimmy Butler mainly was not having it. It's really 2 games in a row where he's been super assertive, going into the hole, driving into the hole like the Lakers said that they couldn't let him on the foul line that much. He still got their 40-point triple-double for the Jimmy Butler. I respect this man a whole lot more after he's carrying the team on his back, man, during these playoffs. I mean, he's been doing it the whole time. 40 points, 13 assists, 11 rebounds, man. I mean, it doesn't get much, but with 2 blocks as well. After the latest team, Junior said something though. Would be interesting to see if Butler will be able to keep this going. Jordan, anything else that you saw about that game? Tyler Hero had 17 points. He's starting to show up. Kelly Olynyk was 17 points. My big thing, they're gonna need the production from the other guys. We know Jimmy's gonna get his, and he's gonna be aggressive. You're gonna need that 17 points from players like Hero. You need Duncan Robinson to get 13 points for you. So, what do you think about that game 3, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean the Heat came to play like we suspected. I ended up cashing that first half over that we were talking about. I know Teddy was all over the full game over in this one, and it ended up being the first half was a better play. You depending on what number you got in that full game total, it depended on where you cashed or not on that one, man. But yeah, I mean, the Heat, like you said, their backs were against the wall. And they were undervalued. It was it's been the sweetest spot probably in the last couple of weeks in the playoffs, in my opinion. I'm kind of sad I didn't jump on the points with the Heat, but I can't be too mad because I cashed my play, so I'm not that upset. But I mean, like with all things considered, like AD, got into foul trouble real early, spent a lot of time on the bench. That really messed up the Lakers' offense. Obviously, I mean, you knew that was kind of coming though. But I mean, the Lakers did everything they could to lose that game, and we talked about it on Saturday. They came out with a 2-0 lead. They got a little cocky. I mean, you could kind of see that towards the end of game 2, and they relaxed. And what happened? You get 19 turnovers, 13 of those from your stars. AD's in foul trouble. Lakers bench played better than 4 of the 5 starters, to be honest. And then despite all of these things the Lakers were stacked against, they still were right there in the fourth quarter until that just disastrous last 8 minutes. I had to go back and just look at the shot chart for LeBron. His last from 8 minutes on in the fourth quarter, this is his stat line: traveling, turnover, missed 3, turnover, bad pass out of bounds, defensive rebound, shooting foul, missed 3, defensive rebound, another turnover. He made a dunk with a minute left with the game out of reach, and he missed a 3. That's 2 for 5, 4 turnovers, no assists in the fourth quarter. That is the story of the game right there, because despite everything the Lakers did poorly, they still had a chance. They were within 2-3 points in the fourth quarter until all that happened. And it's just like a matter of they have to be locked in. And now coming back here in game 4, this is the thing we talk about with this team all the time. Are they pissed off enough? Are they mad enough? Are they motivated enough to come back and prove that they are the better team, which we know they are, and that they're still going to probably win this series? Because this is the spot now for the Lakers if you want to bet them. It's not going to be me, to be honest, because I got to wait and see if Bam Adebayo is going to play and he's healthy. But I mean, the Lakers had every chance of winning that game. I think if you're Frank Vogel, I say, you're like, look, we played like shit. Straight up, let's not do that again. Let's come out here and bully these boys around like we were in games 1 and 2, get them back on their heels, and somebody can please stop Jimmy Butler, and we're going to win this game by double figures. So we'll see if we get that, Lakers. And if I'm betting on anything tonight, and we can get into this a little more, obviously, if I'm betting on anything tonight, it's absolutely going to be LeBron James, just because the way he closed out that game and the way he walked off the court at the end of that game, and how they had to pull out Jared Dudley off the bench to get 5 guys to finish the game, that tells me that he's going to come in and just absolutely murdering people tonight.
Got you. So, Junior, before we break down today's game, what did you think about that game 3? Anthony Davis having the 3 quick fouls really changed the whole outcome of the game. I mean, we know Scott Foster and them, Tony Brothers out there. We know it happens, man. You got to be on the right side of Anthony Davis. 3 fouls in the first half. No surprise whatsoever. Changed the whole game, Junior.
Yeah, I mean, the first foul was a little suspect. The second one wasn't. I can't really remember the third foul. I think the problem that I have with Anthony Davis is the second half. There's no foul problems in the second half. That wasn't an issue. His issue is if you go back and watch the game, like Jordan said he did, you'll just see that he was just like hanging around the 3-point line. Like he's just standing behind the 3-point line doing what? I don't know. But he just wasn't doing what he was doing in games 1 and 2. So I think that for whatever reason, he was relaxed. They all kind of seemed like they thought that they just kind of had to show up to win. And the Heat took advantage. I got to give the Heat credit to Eric Spoelstra. We gave him a hard time in game 1 for not going to the zone. Game 2, they go to the zone more. It doesn't really work. Game 3, we don't really see any zone.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a coach that obviously keeps making adjustments, which is why he has so much respect around the league, which is why he's a championship coach, and which is why the Heat are always a respectable team. They're never an organization that's in the lottery conversation, even though they haven't had any superstars for quite some time. That being said, I think my lean right now, because I don't have an official play right now, is actually Lakers first quarter. Just because of something Jordan just said. The reason I'm not taking it, it's just a lean, is my rule about first quarter spreads that are over one possession. And right now it's Lakers -3.5, and I'm not doing that. I'll take it at -3 or even 2.5, but I don't do first quarter spreads of -3.5 or more. So I'm just waiting to see a better price on this game. But in terms of answering Jay's question, I think that the Lakers' attitude was all wrong. They should have come out and stepped on their necks. Instead, you got Tyler Hero mean mugging. He knows what he's doing.
The scowl.
Yeah, but he knows what he's doing, right? Like, if you do that against Laker Nation, they're gonna get online and start running their mouths about who's this kid and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, then beat him if you don't want him to mean mug. You should have beat his ass. But, he's not afraid. He stepped up. Olynyk stepped up. Jimmy Butler played like a man. And here we are. I think if they get Bam, I don't know about them winning, to be honest, because I still think that the Lakers played closer to their floor than their ceiling. And like Jordan mentioned, they were still kind of in the game in the fourth quarter, even though they didn't play that well. So it's not like as if Miami, blew them out. But the fact that the Heat held them to 104 points while playing mostly man-to-man without Bam is something that the Lakers should be kind of concerned about. I can't say that I was trying to figure out what it is that the Heat were doing differently, and I couldn't really figure it out. Maybe I might be able to see it better in this game if it works. But I would suggest Anthony Davis get his ass in the block and just score 30 points and grab 15 rebounds like he did in game 1 and 2. Not to say that that's so easy, but unless you guys think I'm wrong, what's the problem with Anthony Davis? Anthony Davis took 7 shots in the second half of that game. That's unacceptable, in my opinion. Exactly. 7 shots? 7? Nah, bro.
And Anthony Davis,
you're a spectator.
Anthony Davis and LeBron James are obviously the two best players on the floor, and they have to show it. When you have one of them two took him out of their groove, like I say, Anthony Davis with those early fouls in the first half really took him out of his whole groove. If you've been watching these games, the Lakers have to come out hot. They have to come out with momentum, and then they carry that on into the second half. In this particular game, in game 3, it wasn't there from the start. I mean, the Heat came out there and punched them in the mouth from the get-go. They showed more energy, more passion, more sense of urgency, and the Lakers, like you said, came out there complacent. Like I said, I always say this: the Lakers are the most complacent team in the NBA. So you just got to find the spots when they're up 2-0. The LeBron has never even been up 2-0 in the finals. So I'm just like, bro, these boys are way too comfortable out here. The Heat are pissed. They got to win the game. I mean, Jimmy Butler is saying, hey, we're going to win. You got to go out there and back it up, man. I mean, they had it was in a situation for the Heat, man. So they came out there, punched him in the mouth. And Davis was just like, I mean, really, to me, he looked like it's just one game. We lost this. And I hate that. You don't want that with a championship mindset. But it's like, we kind of lost. But like Jordan said, they still had a chance to come back there late in that third quarter. LeBron, with his 8 turnovers, really killed the team. The team had a total of 19 turnovers. You can't do that. You're not going to win with having them near 20 turnovers, especially with your main ball handler having 8 turnovers. Anthony Davis had 5 as well. Kyle Kuzma did come in and have 19 points. Damn, I was looking for Kuzma. I didn't know if he still played in the NBA or something. I know he played, but Kuzma was a scorer, bro, like pure scorer. Now he pretty much out there just for defense. He did go for 19. Morris went for 19 as well. And that was about it. You even saw J.R. Smith, guy. I knew the game was over when I saw J.R. Smith out there on the floor getting playing time. I knew it was done then. I knew that he was going to win the game, but they get it done 114-104. On to today's game, man. Game 4 of the finals, 9 o'clock Eastern. Spread open up at 7.5, bouncing back and forth. Obviously, we know that Bam has been upgraded to questionable. So there's a large chance that he will play. Possibly could have came back in the last game, but they, you know what I'm saying? I guess they didn't need him. So he probably going to come back here. They're going to try to even up the series here. Spread open, over and under, open up at 219.5. down to 218.5 now. Jordan, what you thinking about this one, my guy? If Bam comes back, what do you think the spread will go down to, my guy?
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit before the show, so I'll just cue into exactly what we were discussing. Right now, as the line stands, if Bam comes back, this is definitely going to shorten some. The question is how much. Jay was kind of thinking it would go to about 2 points. I was figuring about 1.5. Either way, it's going to be at least a full point, if not closer to 2 full points. So if you do like the Lakers tonight, just hold off on the Bam news until you hear yay or nay. If he's out, fire immediately. If he's in, wait a little bit, because that's probably going to shorten a little bit. You're going to see some money come back in on the Heat. Although this game does seem to be pretty even right now on the betting right now. So there's a lot of edge, I think, with waiting for the Bam injury news if you like one side or the other, depending on. But that being said, and Jay mentioned this before we started, I couldn't agree more. With the way Kelly Olynyk has been playing, especially pulling the Laker bigs away from the basket and forcing them to respect his three-point shooting ability, do we think Bam back at full strength and full minutes is actually a net positive for the Heat tonight after what we saw offensively from them? I think it is still, but I think you have to question. I think you have to say that you still have to get Kelly Olynyk a lot of good minutes here. Because, he hasn't played bad defensively. In fact, he's played, I'd say, slightly above average on that aspect. And Bam obviously is giving you more on that end as well. But with what he's shown offensively and with the Heat still missing Goran Dragic, which is a big offensive push for them, not only scoring but distributing as well, has forced Jimmy Butler in to be the main distributor, obviously, the last 2 games with 13 assists. But I think that the spread's definitely going to go down to 6s for sure. I don't think you're going to see. I don't know if you're going to see 5.5 though if Bam gets ruled in. I would say 6.5. There's probably some already of that baked in a little bit right now, considering it's already moved a half point. So I think for me, it's really tough for me to bet on the spread until I know that news. Total wise, I think that this line has continued to be about the same and is still pretty sharp. I think for me in this one, if I'm going to make a play on this one, it's either going to be like you guys said. If that line shortens on the first quarter, if Bam's ruled in and we get it below 1 possession, that could be a way to go, or some sort of prop tonight that I've been looking for, either on LeBron or maybe Jimmy Butler, another one of those guys tonight. But tough for me to say whether or not Bam coming back is actually going to help them. It's definitely going to help defensively. Whether it helps offensively, I think, is another question worth discussing.
Gotcha. It's definitely going to throw the Lakers off a little bit, but this is what I was saying right before the show, Junior. That who knows? Bam could come back and it not necessarily help him. Like I say, I'm a fan of the Olynyk coming out there. He gives him energy. He can shoot threes. He can shoot the ball a lot better. He spaces the floor a whole lot better. He pulls Anthony Davis out from the paint or whoever the big is that's guarding him. So. It could be a little blessing in disguise for the Lakers, in my opinion, for Bam to come back. If you like the Lakers, you might want to wait, especially with him being questionable. If he's ruled in, it's going to go down to at least 6.5, in my opinion, maybe even the 6. So no matter what quarter you like, the total will probably shift around as well, Junior. How you looking at this one, my guy? Bam questionable, possibly looking like he's probably going to come back, bro.
Yeah, I think it'll move the line about a point, minimum 1.5. I don't know if it'll go to a full 2. That's kind of a lot. That's usually like superstar status when it goes like 2 or more. But I think Bam's defense and just the overall boost that he'll bring to the team and just another body in that lineup that really has no size, it'll probably move up about a point. I do like your guys' point about Kelly Olynyk. I don't think that Bam coming back could be a negative in any way, to be honest with you, because if he doesn't have it, supposed to just play him less minutes. They just need the bodies. If for no other reason, they need Bam as just another body. But the point of Kelly Olynyk being able to pull out the Lakers bigs will open up driving lanes for Jimmy Butler, for Tyler Hero, guys that can get to the basket. It's too bad that Dragic is probably not going to be able to play in this series, because then I think we might, see the Heat be able to steal another game. But it's going to be really tough for them to duplicate what they did in the last game. I still think the Heat really need to get more 3-point attempts than they did in the last game. It's kind of crazy to say they shot only 19 threes. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, 19 threes is like, that's from like 10, 15 years ago. You got guys that are taking – James Harden takes like 12 threes a game by himself. You know what I'm saying? So It was kind of weird to see that game played out in that fashion, and there wasn't even really that many fouls in the game. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. They didn't take 19 threes. They took what? They took. Sorry, guys, I'm giving out wrong information. They didn't take 19 threes. They took 34 threes. I was saying before game 2, though, that I thought that they had to take between 40 and 45 threes. In no game in this series have they gotten to 43s yet. And I just think that even if Bam comes back, he's not going to be 100%. And the big difference maker that you have, the great advantage that you have over the Lakers is you're a much better three-point shooting team than them. Now, the Lakers made more threes than Miami in the last game, but they shot a horrible percentage. The Lakers are the team, actually, in this series that have been taking over 43s in most of the games. They took 42 threes in the last game, but they only made 14 of them. And because Miami is a very consistent three-point shooting team, they only made 12, but they took 34, so they shot 35%. If they can just get that number up to like 40 to 45, which is where the Lakers are, I really think that Miami has another chance to win a game or two because they will. I don't think that the increase in volume is going to hurt their percentage because over the course of the whole season, they've been the second best three-point shooting team in the league in terms of percentage. So they got Jimmy Butler to play, above himself, like superstar status, dropping 40 with a triple-double. Probably not going to do that again, although I'm not going to doubt him at this point. They're going to have to replace some of the scoring missing with Goran Dragic and make up for Jimmy Butler's, probable regression in this game. But just making more threes, man. They really got to make more threes than what they're making right now.
Got you. It's kind of, I don't know how to feel about that, Junior, because what I've been watching, when I like the Heat, it's when they're going to the hole, when they're getting them in foul trouble. Because that's the key, right? And Jimmy Butler knows. He looked at the past 2 games. He say, obviously he's gonna drive into the hole. That's where the key is, and he's gonna get fouled, or he's gonna get a layup, or then he's gonna kick it out to the shooters. But I don't know because if they start jacking up a bunch of threes and they're not making them, that's not necessarily a good thing. So if I'm the Heat, I want to drive into the hole. I want to get LeBron. And they saw it last game. And you get Anthony Davis in foul trouble, and then we can deal with LeBron and the rest of the guys out there. We need to get Anthony Davis because right now he's looking like the Finals MVP, in my opinion. He's looking before last game, obviously. You know what I'm saying? He had a terrible last game. So, but in those first 2 games, AD was the best player on the floor by far, and they couldn't stop him. Even in game 1, Bam Adebayo, he couldn't. He wanted nothing to do with Anthony Davis in game 1. So I know it's game 1. They could have been starstruck or whatever. It's a whole different it. I can't tell you guys. I'm hesitant to lay the full game points with the Lakers here, and obviously with the Heat backs against the wall once again here in Game 4. It's a winnable game for them. They're getting 7.5 points. I'm staying away from it. I'm gonna tell you why. And I hadn't seen the Lakers do a whole lot of zone yet either to throw them boys off, and it's coming. But when LeBron makes a decision to get on Jimmy Butler and hold him to around 20 points. And if that happens tonight, it's not going to be pretty. And this was what me and Jordan was talking about before. They stop Jimmy Butler, contain him, keep him somewhere around 20, 25. And it's simple for the Lakers, in my opinion. So that's all you got to do. Double team Jimmy Butler. Double team him, and you're going to get an easy win tonight. I really do think it's that simple because force the ball out of his hands. Don't let him drive to the hole. You got a winner. What you think about that, Jordan?
That's interesting. I think you're definitely onto the winning strategy for the Lakers here because it's as Anthony Davis goes, the Lakers go. As Jimmy Butler goes, the Heat will go. And so you got to think after what the Heat learned from getting Anthony Davis out of the game early in Game 3, and what the Lakers just witnessed in one of the greatest finals performances of the last 20 years. I could say that they're definitely going to be queuing in on those 2 guys. The question is, though, if that happens, like who's going to benefit from that? I don't know if they're going to be successful in getting Anthony Davis in foul trouble 2 games in a row. And I do think Jimmy Butler can have a big game. I think both he and LeBron kind of take this stuff very, very personally, how they perform on defense as much as offense. And so I think you could still see either one of those 2 guys having a big game here. But for me, if they're doing exactly what you're talking about, Jay, and forcing the ball out of his hands, you got to think a guy like Hero's got to step up because without Dragic, he's their next best ball handler if Jimmy Butler is not being able to get into the paint and break things down. Hero's got to have another good performance, and he's got to do it both dishing and shooting the ball, I think. And that's another thing too. I mean, he's perfectly capable of breaking down the defense, though. So I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily going to really help if they double team Jimmy, because the Heat have such good shooters that as long as he recognizes the double coming early, I think you could legitimately see the Heat getting up to what Junior was talking about, that 38-40 3-point attempt mark, because that's exactly going to be their game plan once again. And another thing I think we haven't talked about at least enough, at least we did in the first games and didn't talk about it here for game 3, is the rebounding discrepancy was really evened up. The Heat kind of stopped trying to abandon the boards altogether and ceding that to them and actually went after them. Now, Anthony Davis getting into foul trouble, I think, helped that a little bit because for long stretches of that game, like LeBron was playing center. So definitely you knew that was going to happen at least a little bit because of the game script. But if they continue to even up that rebound, or at least keep it close to even like they did in game 3, I mean, it's going to be hard for me to see the Lakers covering this spread right now if Bam comes back as it stands right now. I mean, I'm not going to bet the Heat here at all. Like I said, I think if I'm going to do anything, it's going to be maybe a Jimmy Butler prop. I was just looking at his assist market. It's still 6.5, but the juice is at minus 186 on the over. So I'm not going to do that. But I may look to exploit that in some other way. But I'm a little concerned that you think like the Browne could kind of come out on him defensively in this game and kind of lock him down, because that much is very, very plausible, to say the least.
They don't. He did it against Jamal Murray. Once he see the other player on the other team, okay, you there. When you're defensive mind, you have to go get the other team's best player and shut him down. You have a damn good chance to win. So if he's the guy who I think he is, if they're pissed off tonight, you'll see him on Butler more than you have this whole series, in my opinion. But maybe you never know what's going on in their head, man. Maybe they want 7 games. I don't know who would just like, oh, we want 7 games, but the Lakers, they better not get ahead. Let the Heat win this game, man, because it's gonna be a whole nother series, and then they're gonna have confidence overflowing. Then the Lakers might be like, damn, can we beat this team? We've seen it happen before, Junior. What you think about this one, my guy? What you think about that assessment? Nunn been getting more minutes as well, so they're gonna need Hero and Nunn to do more of the ball handling. Jimmy Butler can't get it done tonight, Junior.
Yeah, I mean, for the Heat, it's pretty simple. I mean, in my opinion, I know you disagree, but I just think that the one thing just to maybe show you that we're more on the same page that you think. Jimmy Butler scored 40 points in that game. He attempted 0 threes, but he attempted 14 free throws. So he's going to
shoot threes.
Right,
that's another thing.
But that's what I love. That's what I love, though. Don't be with Russell Westbrook. You know you can't shoot threes. Mm-hmm. Don't shoot them. Go to the basket, get them in foul trouble, put the pressure on them. And a byproduct of you continuing to go to the basket constantly is that double teams are going to come in and you're going to for assists. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make it seem like it's simple, but it can be that simple when you play with an aggressive mindset and you're talented as Jimmy Butler is. So I think that he sees that that's the recipe for his success. As far as the rest of the guys go, I just think that they got to get more shots up from deep, because no matter what, like I keep saying, that's the difference between them and the Lakers. Because make no mistake about it, Anthony Davis took 9 total shots in that game and had 5 rebounds. That I mean, I can't possibly see that happening again. Like, mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to get up probably like 18, 20 shots and grab like at least a good 8 to 12 rebounds. So you're going to get a totally different Anthony Davis. You can't really expect LeBron's going to have 8 turnovers again either. I will say this, though, and this is just I'm a really picky basketball guy when I watch, and this is what I mean by that. If you're Markieff Morris, I don't even want to say Kyle Kuzma as much, but Markieff Morris, and both of y'all have taken more shots than Anthony Davis, you got to know yourself that that's a problem. Like, the coach shouldn't even have to say to you, like, you know what, son? Maybe a couple of these attempts, why don't you just hold on to it and swing it over to AD and see what he's got? You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, really watch that second half again. Yeah, AD was kind of hanging out on the wing and not really being aggressive. But at one point with like 5 minutes left, LeBron's running a pick and roll with Markieff Morris while Anthony Davis is standing in the corner. And I'm just like, I mean, what am I even watching right now, dog? Like,
It's a
That's
coaching
why y'all.
problem.
That's why y'all are losing, because you're just making bad choices. And again, I give Anthony Davis part of the blame because he should be like, yeah, no, Markeith, you come stand in the corner. I'm gonna go set the pick. LeBron, either you take it or give it to me. Stop messing around. I know you're Mr. Basketball IQ and you always make the right play. You know what's the right play? You shoot it or I shoot it. That's the right play.
Yeah.
Stop giving it to all these other clowns. And I don't mean to call these guys clowns. I'm just saying, compared to Anthony Davis, there should never be a situation where several other players take more shots than one of the 5 best players in the league. Like, what is that something that I even need to say? Like, that's just common sense. Like, so I just expect that that's probably what's going to happen tonight, which is going to make it a little bit harder for the Heat to win this game. But it's not impossible that they would cover. I mean, you're getting 7.5 points
in a must-win game.
In a must-win game. So, yeah, this is a tricky one. But I expect the Lakers to come out and take care of business. So,
well, it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty. You know what I'm saying, on the picks that we like for the game. So, I mean, the way I'm looking at it, and I really do think it's this simple. We know it's the finals now. It's only one game. It's only 2 teams. Obviously, each game is going to get harder and harder. The teams know each other. No play on the total for me, no lean. My thing is, if the Lakers, and I've been watching the Lakers closely all year. I really have, because I knew that they had a strong chance to win the championship. Had to watch them closely through the regular season, everything, their mindset. That's what the stuff that I'll be on now as I get older, just recognizing people's mindsets, because I really feel like you can see how they're going to come out, whatever. The Lakers, when after that 2-0 win, I see them getting complacent, taking the exhale. You know what I'm saying? That's why they came out with a terrible effort in my opinion, for the Lakers in that the first quarter of the last game. I mean, LeBron knows that they had a terrible game. One thing I do want to mention, Jimmy Butler had five turnovers as well in that last game. So I know he's been trying to run the point guard, but in all reality, and I know he's a superstar, but he's not a point guard. So that's why I say if they get to double teaming him, he's not gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's not gonna have the IQ to get the right passes, because he does, but when you're not a point guard, and the pressure gets to, it's a little different. It's a little different than when, you know what I'm saying, if they had Dragic out there, or none, or maybe even Hero, which we still can't forget that those are young guys out there, and it's on a big stage here. So my thing, the Lakers, if they come out pissed, like I think they're going to cover this first quarter. The way that I think. So, I mean, because if you let the Heat come out again and punch you in the mouth, then you're going to take another loss. It's going to be 2-2. Lakers got to come out, be the aggressor. Anthony Davis is going to have to have that where he come out, score the first 10 points again. He's going to have that type of game. Then LeBron follow suit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe have 5 assists on those 10 points for Anthony Davis. But Lakers got to come out hot. They got to come out pissed. With anger, you know what I'm saying? They can't let the Heat get too much confidence, start making threes, because then it's going to be 2-2. So I like the Lakers here in the first quarter, and it should go back down to 2.5 if Bam Adebayo is announced in. Jordan, what you think about that, my guy? Any lean, or if you had to make a pick on a game, I'm giving you $300. What is going on, my guy?
Yeah, man, the $300 question. If I think for me, I'm just looking over some of these props. I'm waiting for my book to release these player matchup specials they've been putting out for the finals, like player versus player, who to score the most points. And I'm really hoping they match up Jimmy Butler and LeBron James tonight. So I might end up on the LeBron side of that if the juice is not too hot. But as it stands, open market right now, I kind of like this. Jimmy Butler to record a double-double at plus 150 with the way he's been handling the ball and the fact that he's got double-digit assists in the last 2 games and can do it rebounding-wise, as we saw in the last game too. That's a little long in my opinion. I think with him handling the ball, with Dragic out, he's got his assist rate has skyrocketed. I don't see that. I mean, yeah, the turnovers that have been there obviously, but he's still looking to dish when he gets in the paint. So I think the Jimmy Butler to have a double-double plus 150 be my free bet today.
Got you. It's not a bad bet, my guy. We got everything going on the screen right now. Junior, what you like, my guy? What you think? $300. What's your bet, Junior?
$300. I would have to be a first quarter look on the Lakers. I think that LeBron, just the way he walked off the court, which everybody's kind of making a big deal about, to be honest. And it's a bit disrespectful. I can see why people are mad, but, you know, he's the king. He feels like he can do what he wants, so that's what he's going to do. That being said, I just think that my look, if I had a $300 just to answer your question, I would go Lakers first quarter. There's one book right now, which actually I have an account at Bet Online, that has 2.5. I just hate the juice at minus 130.
Right.
So I am not. Listen, guys, if you guys bet a lot like we do, it's hard to pay them type of prices. You got to be careful with just laying juice any which way. So we'll see. I do have another account where it's -3 at minus 120. I don't love minus 120 either. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not gonna
that's
lie.
borderline right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's tough. I'll pay minus 120 on a 50-50 bet, but it has to be the right one. Like that's any more than that. You're right. It's off-putting.
Yeah, so that's where my head's at. I'm waiting for these prices to go down, and unfortunately, not to go on a rant here, but Jay and Jordan know exactly what I mean. We do this show at noon Eastern, but clearly we're making bets right up until tip-off if the price is right. So, a lot of times I'm just waiting for a better price than what's being offered, and this is one of those cases. So if you're putting a gun to my head right now, I would take -3 Lakers first quarter at minus 120, only because there's a gun pointed at me.
Gotcha. No, I didn't add that point in. I didn't add the gun part. No, but Tori say $300 going on my light bill. Can't lose that bet. Hey, I'm with him on that. My light bill way more than that, man. But let's see. He had confidence now. Don't jump on that first quarter. Hey, we'll see. Chief. I thought they said Chief Keef real quick. Lakers first half. Let's see. One of my guys say 4-0 is not going to happen because that's been over with. Let's see. He say Anthony Davis is key. Browne already a Hall of Famer. Them threes dropping tonight. Had the Heat Sunday. Let's see what Chino says. So it's up to decide to be a fan or a smart guard to bet. Nah, for real. Yeah, I'm minus 130. It's almost never gonna happen with me, man. Because I ain't betting small. So the juice is obviously gonna get. If you betting $100 and it's minus 130, I was gonna be minus 130 to make 100. If you betting 500, oh boy. I mean, it's just the juice is just it stacks. It stacks, man. So. Not me. I ain't even trying to bet minus 120, man. But if it happens, I can say the juice is for losers. Juice is for losers. You only look at the juice when your ass lose. You dig what I'm saying? So you only look at the juice when you lose. I'm telling you, man. But that's today's show, man. That's today's show. I like the Lakers. And for worst case scenario, I'm going to take them at -3, man. I ain't scared. If it lose, it lose. It won't be nothing huge, but I think we'll get a 2.5 there, somewhere around minus 115. If Bam Adebayo is gonna play, I mean, must-win game here. They have a chance to tie it up 2-2. I think Bam gonna do whatever you gotta do. Get a shot in the shoulder massage. Do whatever Kinesio tape. Do whatever you gotta do, man. Take me up. Hey, strap it up. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it fall out of place, man. I got to go down here and bang with these guys. I like the Lakers first quarter. That's the only thing that I would feel comfortable enough to put my money on. Lean first half as well, but that 5 is definitely too high for me. What you got for me, Junior? Close them out. I ain't gonna say close them out, but let them know what you would. Any closing words, my guy?
Hopefully the Heat win this game, only because that just means we could do more shows and we have more games to bet on. I'm not a fan of any team, but might be relocating out there anyways, and I don't like the Lakers. I can tell you that from now. I know I'm not supposed to say that. I don't care. I don't like the Lakers. So if they lose, I wouldn't be sad about that at all. I'm going for the Heat tonight. But realistically, if you're asking me my opinion, I think the Lakers are obviously the much better team, with the two guys that, if they decide to play their A game, there ain't much you could do about that. Eric Spoelstra is going to have to get real creative if he's going to look to stop AD in the same way, or slow him down in the same way that they did in the last game.
Exactly. Jordan, any closing words, my guy, before we get out of here, brother?
Battle tonight is going to be it's going to come down to the superstars. The Lakers ones, whether or not they respond to essentially losing that game in about 4 different ways, and if Jimmy Butler can put up another performance like he did in Game 3, this is probably going to be one of the better games, I think, of the finals. I'm almost certain it's going to be close down to the wire tonight. I can't see it ending any other way. I can't see either one of these teams, even with the spread considered tonight, even if Bam doesn't play. I can't see this game not being close. So I guess I'm leaning Heat too if Bam plays, if that means anything. But it's going to come down to the guys that get paid the big bucks tonight, to say the least.
Damn, Jordan, you damn near talking me into taking the Heat plus 7.5, sprinkle a little bit on that. You know what I'm saying? Because I would say for the win.
Wait for the Bam news, because if he's out, it's going to 8.5 or something again.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Hey, if Bam is out, shit, I probably won't be looking towards that.
Right. Yeah.
But that's the show today, man. Y'all know me. I don't like forcing bets. I really don't like forcing bet and then lose, because it really runs me hot, man. So before I force a bet, I'll just stay off, man. Safe bet is no bet. Watch the game as a fan. You can make a live play. I'll never talk somebody out of just waiting to make a live bet. I mean, you like the Heat. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers do go up a little lead. You're gonna get a better line. If the Heat come out strong, you'll get a better line with the Lakers. So I mean, I wouldn't argue anybody out of waiting on the live bet or a second half bet as well, man. So we appreciate all you guys for jamming with J Money. Go to sbrpicks.com/NBA. Check out that pick six contest for a share of 50,000. I might be in there too. I need 50 bands. All lit, man. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button, and we appreciate y'all for tuning with Jam with J Money.